Hi, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Joe and Mike's annual off-season sports card opening podcast marathon extravaganza benefiting an ALS charity as chosen by a friend of ours whose family has been affected by ALS 2025. I'm Joe Posnanski, and with me is Mike Schur. Michael, welcome.
Should we is it too catchy? Should we make it less catchy?
I flew through it, right? Because it's so catchy that you almost it's almost like I can't get it out of my ear. It's like an earworm.
It's an earworm. It's like a Taylor Swift song. It's just once you hear it, you'll just never stop thinking about it and repeating it verbatim.
So here we are. We're doing it again. This is the second of our annual 2025 opening podcast. Thank you to everybody who has already donated. It's been incredible. We've raised about $18,000 already.
Whoa!
How about this? $18,000 from Team Gleason.
We raised $18,000, and that's with us giving out the wrong URL for people to donate, which is a truly just a chef's kiss podcast moment.
It was such a perfect pot. I mean, think how much money TeamGleason.com actually got. You know?
TeamGleason.com raised $80,000. But still, teamgleason.org, which is where you should go, by the way, teamgleason.org/podcast.
That's right.
Is where you should go. Teamgleason.com, which is the address we gave out. That's just that's some kind of crypto scam that just is raking in money.
Yeah, it's amazing how much money we threw off the table. Yes. So the great people at Team Gleason, we were going to have somebody on this week, but because we are recording this literally minutes, this is perfect podcast thing. We are recording this minutes before kickoff of the national championship game.
So here, just to be clear, so this is Monday, January 20th, MLK Day. Happy MLK Day to all who celebrate.
Yes.
We decided that we were going to do it today because my kids have off from school. I have off from work. It's a federal holiday. Oh, good. Let's get it in today before we have to go back to work. And then I suggested to you, we should do it at about 3:15 West Coast time, and we should go right up until the moment they kick off.
Yes.
As would befit the terrible timing of the podcast in general, where we always record podcasts right before interesting things happen.
We are totally going to do the podcast right up to kickoff of the Super Bowl, right?
Let me ask you
every
this:
event we just do right up to the kickoff.
We're going to open cards today. We've got some great cards to open. We have some special donations that came in that we're going to go through. We're going to do it all, but just out of curiosity.
Yes.
You're an Ohio guy, generally. You're a loyalist. You're rooting for Ohio State in this national championship.
So I think we've talked about this. I grew up in Cleveland. Definitely was Ohio State guy because you had to be by law, it being Ohio State. But we've discussed this. I've sort of lost any great feelings for Ohio State. Like I've kind of lost that. The only thing I've maintained is my hatred of Michigan. Like that stayed, but the Ohio State. So yes, I'm rooting for them. I will be rooting for them anyway because they're playing Notre Dame, and I root always against Notre Dame.
Sure,
but I don't have great I'd love for them to win. It'd be great, good for them. But I don't. It's not like it's not going to.
In other words, there are scenarios there where Ohio State is playing some other team, and you're rooting for the other team.
If there was another team that had not won a national championship or something, I mean, if there was,
what if they were playing Oregon, who I don't think have won at least in the recent history.
Right, and Oregon's sort of a powerhouse too. When they played Oregon, I didn't have. I mean, they blew them out. It was shocking, to me. But I didn't have particularly strong feelings. I was probably rooting.
What is a team that Ohio State could be playing that you would root for? Boise State?
Yeah, I would root for Boise State.
Okay.
Over Ohio State. Yeah, I would root for virtually any non-power. I would definitely if there was some team that just kind of
Indiana. If the first round matchup.
Indiana's Big Ten, so it's kind of hard for me. But if it was Vanderbilt or it's.
What if it were Alcorn State? What if they were playing Alcorn State?
For sure, I'm a huge Alcorn State fan.
What if they were playing Jacksonville A&M?
I don't believe. Is there Jacksonville A&M? Is that true?
I'm pretty sure that's HBCU, right?
If they were playing,
Florida A&M.
If there were Florida A&M, I would totally. Florida A&M is just for the marching.
Well, so here's why I ask, though. Really, why I ask is this: for Michigan fans out there, of which I am one.
Yes, you
This
are
is
right.
a real conundrum. Now, put aside for a second the fact that my wife went to Notre Dame.
Let's
Many
put
of my
that
friends
aside.
went to Notre Dame.
Yes.
My
Notre Dame is
father-in-law,
very much your family.
very
You
much
feel
in
the same
my
way. Yes.
my adopted family, yes. But for a Michigan fan, this is a real conundrum. It's a real
It's
pickle because I'll tell you why. It's not just that Michigan is traditional rivals with both of these schools, although the
right.
Notre Dame series ended stupidly and horribly, ended whatever it was 10 years ago, 15 years
Terrible.
ago. So
Terrible.
stupid. What are we doing out there? What are we doing
It
if
was like
Michigan and Notre Dame don't play college football against
it
each
was
other
like
every
Missouri
year?
and Kansas when they stopped playing basketball.
Yeah,
It's like,
I know.
why even play the
What is
sport
the
if you
point of
don't
the
win? Yeah.
sport? Yes. But so they're traditional rivals, but also I would say at this point, in part because the Notre Dame series ended many years ago, Ohio State was always the bigger rival and is currently the much bigger rival, and we beat Ohio State this year.
Yes.
So the real trolling move is to root for Ohio State because
Oh,
then you
for
can say
sure.
like, "Oh, big deal, you won the national title. You can't even beat us at home when we
To me,
stink."
that wouldn't even be a contest. Honestly, that would not even be a contest. If Ohio State beat Michigan last year and then Michigan won the national championship, like, or was
They'd
it
be
in the
gloating
national
like crazy.
championship?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, be like, this is, yeah, you gloat like mad. So yeah, if I'm a Michigan fan, I think, well, look, you're not going to root for Ohio State, but what are the two scenarios, right? It's like neither team wins, the something, the game gets canceled or whatever.
Yeah.
In the scenario where one of those team win, I would feel less bad probably if Ohio State won because of the victory this year.
I think obviously I have to root for Notre Dame because of my wife, who I
Yeah, you have
love
no choice.
dearly, and
Yes.
my son is like partially a Notre Dame fan now because of her,
Oh,
and also
oh,
whatever.
how'd you like it?
He roots for Michigan more. Don't worry, he roots for
Okay.
Michigan more.
Okay.
But I'll be like, yay level rooting for Notre Dame.
That's
Like when
right.
they score, I'll be like, woohoo,
Woohoo! Yeah,
go Irish,
yippee!
right? Uh, they've never been anything but lovely to me there. They're nice folks. I've done
Yes.
I when I wrote the book, I went had a lovely
You wrote a
time on
book?
the campus. I did, yeah. I should have mentioned this a while ago, but I wrote a book. It's called How to Be Perfect. It came out several years ago now.
Oh, wow.
You would like it, I think, or maybe you
I should
wouldn't
look at
actually.
that. How to be perfect. I'll find
But
that.
so I will be half-heartedly rooting for Notre Dame.
Yes.
But if should Ohio State win and they're favored, I think it's like Ohio State's like -9.5 or something in this
I
game.
was
I think
shocked. I think they are pretty heavily favored in that.
everybody seems to think that's the way it's going to go. Should Ohio State win, I have my narrative ready, which is, congrats, guys, big whoop, you won the national championship. You couldn't even beat us at home, and I feel very good about that. As a sports fan, in the weakest position a sports fan could be in, which is that your arch rival wins the national championship.
Yes.
I feel like I've got a 10% troll that is ready to go that I
Yeah.
think will help
Well,
me.
I mean, here's the other thing, and it's not going to come down to this because if Ohio State does lose this game, Ryan Day is not going to get fired. But up to this
Wait,
moment,
sorry. If he wins the game, he doesn't get fired. If he loses the game, you think he gets fired?
no, he doesn't get fired. I'm saying
You think he's safe no matter
I
what?
think he's safe now. I don't
I
think
think
he
you're
was
right.
safe even last week. I don't think he was
No,
necessarily.
I think he had to make the natty
Yeah.
to secure
Yeah.
his job. Yes, I
But
think that's
but
right.
with the key scenario being not only do you beat Ohio State for the fourth or fifth straight or eighth or 1,000th straight year, whatever it is, you get the coach fired. That's sort of the ultimate
That would have been great. Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Can I say one more thing about college football? I don't know how this hasn't happened yet. At these big games, the Sugar Bowl and the Cotton Bowl, all the BCS or what used to be the BCS playoff games, the college football playoff, they do the thing, or at least at most of them they do, where the two people come out in this dystopian, miserable reality that we live in and try to throw footballs into a giant Dr. Pepper to earn money so they can get educated. It's like
Yes.
it's the most horrifying thing we all cheer on every year. It's like
and we cheer
this
so lustily.
the only way for this person to become a doctor and help our society is if he or she can throw footballs into a giant Dr. Pepper can.
Has
True.
anybody ever done the 30 for 30 or deep dive story on the two people and their divergent paths?
So that's first of all, incredible idea. This is it's a layup for you. I don't know why you haven't done this,
That's
but
true.
put that aside for a second. So this is my dream, right? My dream is that at a game like this, you have a situation where, okay, Notre Dame's playing Ohio State, Michigan fans are rooting for kind of neither of them to
Or
win.
neither of them, yeah.
I want a Michigan fan to become, I don't know how, to infiltrate the Dr. Pepper dystopian contest situation, put a Michigan shirt on under their shirt,
Yeah.
win the contest, and then rip off the jersey like a soccer player and run around and just do this. Just hold out the jersey and just like troll everyone. Like, how is that not? Like, you would assume that one of the people who has won one, I guess, look, they're so happy. They don't want to screw anything up, right? They don't want Dr. Pepper to revoke their education money.
And would you be surprised if Dr. Pepper gave them a long list of things they could not do if they wanted the money?
Yes, fair enough. That's probably also what happened. But you know that's going to happen at some point, right? At some point, the winner of the dystopian Dr. Pepper miserable Black Mirror nightmare modern day American educational contest is going to rip off their jersey to reveal the college that they root for or go to or whatever, just to get a reaction out of the crowd in like a true troll movement.
Only the loser would do that, though, right? Like
the winner's got to do it. It can't be the loser.
The winner, but the winner is never good. There's too much. I mean, they're giving him like $100,000 in prize money. So like, that,
I know, and it's the only way for
to be like Steve Cohen's kid. In order,
the only way that anyone in Gen Z or Gen Alpha can afford college is if they happen to be the one person who wins that contest at the Sugar Bowl.
And they're not even throwing the football. They're like,
no, they're chest passing the footballs.
By the way, speaking of dystopian, what about those Dr. Pepper commercials that go along with those things from that little dystopian college football world they live in?
I don't know what we're doing anymore. I really don't. I don't know as a society what we're doing generally, but I don't know when they've created this alternate reality where like love affairs are replaced by college football rooting scenarios and like couples break up, I guess, and then they don't really care, and it's sort of like, I'll see you in the playoff, or I don't. It's just there's someday when the civilization lies in ruins and the aliens come down and do a full diagnostic understanding of what happened to human society, they're going to zero in on the Dr. Pepper ads.
Oh, for sure.
Like, this feels like something. This feels like
this
maybe
gives us a clue to how the society ended.
Like, I don't think this caused everything to go off the rails, but it's a watershed. It's like a moment where someone should have stepped forward and been like, "Hey guys, maybe we're going in the wrong direction as a people."
They will definitely go. They'll go so deep into that Burger King commercial. Like, that's the one.
Oh, well, that they will blame everything on. That will be. This is where it ended. Yeah, the 7,000 Burger King varietals of that ad. It's gotten so bad that my wife, who does not watch sports, if she's in range of a TV, and obviously right now, this month is nonstop sports, NFL playoffs, college football playoffs, everything. And we're watching the NBA all the time. So those ads are on every 5 seconds. And that's right. It's gotten to the point where my wife, when the ad comes on, if she's anywhere in earshot, you just hear her from the room she's in just go, "No." And we have to mute it. And by the way, she's right. She is in the right here. Like
100% right.
Yeah, like that should be the collective reaction that we all have.
Yeah.
To that ad is no. We should scream the word no as loudly as we can until they stop making them.
It's awful. It's awful.
It's truly awful.
Oh, all right, we're going to open some cards. A reminder, one more time. Team Gleason does incredible work with ALS.
teamgleason.edu / the Joe Posnanski podcast. Right? Did I get it right?
They do incredible work for ALS. They are helping families. They are helping people with ALS. They are improving lives. It's incredible work that they're doing over there. And not only that, they did all of the web stuff, so we didn't have to do anything. So it's so great. So go to teamgleason.org /podcast, POSCAST. You could donate. We'd love for you to donate $25. They asked me this question, by the way. If people donate more than once, do they get multiple entries in? And I said it's probably okay, but there's a minimum donation if you want to donate more than one. Like, you can't donate like $1 500 times or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't. I would say we should also say you can't be entered more than twice or whatever.
Yeah. I think two
because
times.
I can imagine an innocent scenario where someone chips in $25 and then someone else finds out about it and goes, "Well, I want to do that." And their friend is having a birthday party and they say, "Oh, I'm going to give you as a present. I'm going to make a donation to this good cause or whatever." But I would say no, you can't. You will not be entered more than twice in the contest. Is that
Right.
fair to
Well,
say?
I think it's fair to say. My question was, let's say somebody donates kindly, good for you. Then we open a card. They're like, "Oh man, I would love that card," which could very well happen because we are opening unbelievable cards. And they're like, "God, I want a better chance. Can I donate again?"
Yeah.
I say yes. You can donate one more time, but that is a minimum $25. You can't
Right.
you can't donate like $1.
One of your two donations has to be $25.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think that's right. I
mean, then we're just opening the door to someone donating twice $25 and $1, and then they donate.
No.
$26.
I think if you want to be in twice, they have to be minimum $25 for each one.
Okay. So two donations at total donation size minimum $50.
Right. Because
but
my feeling is like if you want to enter once, any amount, and you can enter once.
Okay,
right?
I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
You got $5 to spare. You want to make a donation? Donate $5. You're entered in the raffle.
You're totally entered.
But you are psyched about the cards. You want to win. You want to maximize your chances.
Yes.
You want to donate twice.
Yes.
Then the total amount of the donation has to be minimum $50.
That's right. I think that's minimum $50 donation if you want to donate twice. And listen, just donate a lot. We love it. I mean, it's going amazing. All right, we're going to open some cards. We're going to open a whole bunch of random cards. But before we get started with the actual random cards, I do want to mention a couple of cards that I opened since the last time. Right? Do you have a couple of cards as well that you opened?
I have a couple of those football cards that I opened. That
so here's the first one I want to open because I think this is really cool. This is an Ozzie Smith 1958 Topps TV Westerns autograph card. Here we go.
Look at that.
There. Yeah, so there it is. This thing is 1 of 25. It's actually number 2 of 25, but still 1 of 25, signed by Ozzie Smith. Really, very cool card come on, Cardinals fans. This is awesome. So that's a really cool card. But I only really brought that up. I mean, obviously I would love for people to do it. To mention that I also opened this Steve Garvey autograph card.
Yeah.
which you will notice is not in plastic because honestly, if I lost this, I'm sure another one would just appear. And by the way, this Steve Garvey autograph card, which is nice. Look, Steve Garvey was a very good player.
Sure.
But this Steve Garvey autograph card is 1 of 99. Not
Ooh, it's numbered.
So I think basically they said to Steve Garvey, like, just sign 25 of these, and he just kept signing, is my guess. Like he just kind of kept going. And then I also opened a few of these, like what do they call it? Pink label or whatever. Pink parallel cards. And so there were some interesting ones. There's a Bo Jackson pink parallel card, which is kind of fun.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. But
pink refractor, maybe?
What's that?
A pink refractor, maybe, is what that is.
Refractor, that might be right. No, I think they are pink parallel. That sounds more right. But here was my favorite little pink parallel card. Look at that, Maddox.
Look at the professor.
Look at the professor. Look at
Greg Maddox.
Just
looking kind of like mad dogging the hitter. Pre-glasses, Greg Maddox somehow.
Yeah, no, and he's got a little glare on his head. Yeah. I don't know what he was intending to do there, but other than make the hitter look silly. Anyway, bunch of really good baseball cards. I'm not going to go through all of those, but I did want to point out a couple of highlights.
Well, I opened that whole box of 85.
Did you get another Richard Dent rookie?
So I got 2 Lawrence Taylors here, which
awesome.
I got two of these bad boys. Which are
would you see when you look at those? Look at that.
Look at that guy.
Look at
that guy.
That guy.
Goodness.
That guy.
So I got 2 of those. I got
would you say either of them have a chance of being a PSA 10? What do you think?
It's really these cards are notoriously finicky because they were this all black. One of them, I gotta say, this one, I think it's got a little dinged corner. This looks like a 9 though. It's very well centered. It's extremely well centered.
That is well centered. Yeah.
All right. So there's at least a chance. I got a bunch of Joe Montanas. There's Joe. I can't remember whether we showed any of those.
Those are nice.
I did not get another Dent rookie, but I basically like every great player from this era. So I'll just go through some of them just so people
Yeah,
know.
let's see some of the top guys.
Here's Dan Fouts,
There's Hall of Famer Dan Fouts.
Hall of
Look at
Famer
that.
Dan Fouts.
What Dan
This is
Fouts a good
not
announcer?
what's that? Sorry,
Was Dan Fouts a good announcer? I think he was. I think
I
Dan
kind of think
Fouts
he
was.
was.
I
He was
think he was a
fun.
really good announcer. Yeah.
He was in the sort of John Madden-y mold of like just an exuberant, big,
Yeah.
bearded, jolly guy who just loved football. Also a couple great names from the era that I had forgotten about. Number
Okay.
one, Zeke Moat.
Oh, Zeke Moat.
That's a great
So
football
good.
name.
I was embarrassed because you mentioned Al Baker and you were like, oh yeah, I don't remember Al Baker, and I'm like, I don't remember Al Baker, but of course I remember Al Baker was Bubba Baker.
Bubba Baker, yeah.
Bubba Baker.
You know what confused me is when I saw Al Baker, my brain said Buddha Baker, who's a current player, and I was like, oh, that's obviously not the same guy. But I forgot. Yes, Bubba Baker. Yeah,
Bubba Baker
100%.
He was awesome.
Here's another great player, great name.
Okay.
Leroy Selman.
Oh, this so good.
At a time when the Bucks were just hapless organization.
Yes.
That guy was a terror. That guy was so good, man.
Like he was a one-man defense.
Here's your Ray Guy, which is I remember on this card really liking how a 3-letter name looked in the layout because the names are so huge.
Yeah.
It looks good, right?
Good. And by the way, great face mask. He's got great face mask. Only punter in the Hall of Fame still.
That's right. We talked about this guy. Here's Charlie Joyner.
Oh, fantastic.
And
Charlie Joyner retired with the all-time receiving record for yards.
He was the record holder. Yeah. Right.
And now he's like 193rd.
70th. Yeah. Now somehow Lamar Jackson has more receiving yards than he does. I don't know how it works. Raymond Claiborne, who again at a time, this is the year 85 when the Patriots suddenly out of nowhere turned good, but he was a bright spot on that team when they were pretty terrible. And then here's Joe Theismann.
There he is.
Pronounced Theismann.
He's Theismann no matter what. And by the way, great face mask.
Well, this is why I brought it up. Not just because he's a Hall of Fame player, but also because we were talking about. Oh, right. Borderline should be maybe shouldn't be. But we were talking about the classic old timey face mask with only one bar that went across, and there it is. So if you want a picture of a famous football player with a face mask that just has one single bar going right across. But basically, look, if you're a fan of football in this era, I got everybody. I got tons
Walter
of guys.
Payton, didn't you? Did you get a Walter Payton?
I got a Walter Payton. I got a Sweetness. I got everyone you can think of. So
amazing.
Enter the thingy and pick your guy, and I'm sure.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to open. I'll start because I want to open this ridiculous thing. So last night, Bob Kendrick was given the Branch Rickey Innovation Award by the St. Louis Baseball Writers Association. It was very cool. I went to St. Louis to present it to him. We had a lot of fun. It was a very funny event in general because they had multiple members of the 1985 team that lost to the Royals, and they had roundtables they had multiple roundtables about the 1985 Cardinals. So that was very funny. It was delightful. Also, they gave out, and I got one. I didn't bring it with me here, but I will give it to somebody if somebody wants it. I got a Jordan Walker bobblehead, but it's a Jordan Skywalker bobblehead with him holding a lightsaber. Which is so delightful. So great. Anyway, it was terrific. It was a great night. It was sitting with Ozzie Smith. It was great. They had this pack of cards on the table. I don't even know what it is. It says on it
it's 82 Flair.
I don't think it is though.
It looks like a mishmash.
It's a mishmash.
It's got a mishmash, card. Yeah.
So I'm taking this and I'm opening it up on the podcast, see if there's anything good in there. And it does start with the John Martin card.
That's a very bright and shiny 82 Flair card. That looks like very well. It looks like it has not been sun damaged.
No,
like many of those cards were.
Which is rare. And good mustache for John Martin.
Oh, hell of a mustache! Yeah.
Hell of a mustache. All right, I like these. This little Fred McGriff card. That's fun.
Very nice.
Fun card there. All right, Caesar Asturias. Here we go. This is a good one. So I don't know what year is that? The Albert Bell.
95,
99
93,
or
99.
99 Albert Bell card.
All
Very
right.
good.
So is this are these all Fleer? Or are these a bunch of different
No,
Fleer
there's like a
cards?
bunch of different things. Like, look at this. It's a 1980 Lance Parrish card.
Who gave these to you? I don't understand. How did this?
No, it
How
was
did
just
this?
on the table, literally.
I know,
Like,
but
it was
who put it on the
like,
table?
I
Is what
have
I'm
no
saying.
idea. So this is not Lance Parrish's rookie card, which I guess
No.
is 78. Is that right? That his
Sounds
rookie
right.
card?
Or 77. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And then like some weird Patrick Wisdom card in the middle of
Sure.
this thing. Yeah,
No,
which,
you need a Patrick Wisdom for this pack. Yeah.
what is this Barry Bonds card that they just threw in the middle of this?
Well, that's
thing?
an upper deck logo in the upper left. So
Middle
that's
upper deck. Barry Bonds. Oh, this is a 2002 because it says he reached new heights in 2001.
yeah, that's prime Bonds right there.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. But on the back, it's like they're numbered cards or something. So it's like, all right, what is this? What is this? Is that a?
That is a Topps. I believe it's a Topps Heritage card. They do those things, or they do those things where they do like this. See the medallion in the upper left says 35. So
Yeah.
this would be 35 years after the 83 set came out, making it whatever
I see,
2018.
Yep,
So they do a 35th anniversary thing or a 30th anniversary thing where they release their base set in the design of that, and that's the 83 design. Fantastic.
Well, two things about that. Yeah, one is the design is incredible,
Wonderful.
Absolutely incredible. Two, why Clint Frazier? Did it have to be? Okay, here's a fun Nelson Cruz card. I think you might want that. I mean, it seems like there's some,
Ooh,
that's kind of a fun one.
Sure.
All right. Oh, look at this. All right, this is an Allen and Ginter Larry Doby card.
Very nice.
Very nice, which is very good. And I bring this up to remind Allen and Ginter, we still haven't gotten our card. There still has not been a positive.
Waiting for the phone call.
It's got to happen. What is this? So this is like a weird 3-dimensional Joey Votto card. What? Exactly?
Well, that's a Donruss Optic card. So Donruss doesn't have the contract with MLB, so you can't see the name of his team or any. It'll just say Cincinnati and not Reds. I would imagine.
Sin,
right?
yeah, CIN.
Yeah.
It just says Sin.
Yeah. So they don't have a contract with MLB, so they can't show any MLB logos or use any trademark names.
But they use did they own Panini? Is that the deal?
Yeah, Donruss and Panini are the same.
Listen to this. Not even chilly temperatures in late April can cool off Votto.
All right.
I believe that.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. And then I guess some weird Alex Verdugo card that.
Hey. Well, that's a 2024 Topps Chrome card. That's this year. That's the most recent. Right. Yeah.
Perfect.
That's kind of cool the way he's like Supermaning sliding.
It is. It is actually. I mean, especially for a Yankee, that is a very cool card. All right.
Okay. So I purchased an unopened box of. This is very exciting. 1979 Topps baseball cards.
This is going to be so fun.
So the big card in this set is Ozzie Smith rookie.
It's an Ozzie Smith themed podcast.
Yes, it is indeed. So we're looking for an Ozzie Smith rookie. The other fun thing about this box is that the packs like yours, you can see the player on the front. So here's Willie Wilson.
79 Willie Wilson card.
Here's the J.R. Richard record breaker card. Which look at that Astros uni.
Well, why would you go away from that?
Fantastic. And here's Mark Fidrich, the bird. We got the bird there.
Oh, look at the bird. Yeah, look at that.
And now here's Rangers prospects, among them Danny Darwin and Billy Sample.
Oh, that's a good card.
Yeah, but one of the funny things about this set,
Putnam in the middle there,
Pat Putnam, yeah,
that's three
major leaguers.
Yeah.
So the other one of the many fun things I love the design of this set. It's so like 70s and wonderful.
Yes, it's very.
But one of the best things about this set is that the cards were so cheap that when they printed these Rangers prospects cards or whatever prospects cards, the pictures are in black and white. They wouldn't even spring for color photos because there's 3 of them. We're not going to pay for 3 color photos to be printed. They saved money on the prospects cards by printing the photos in black and white. I mean, that's fantastic. So
more color on these.
I got a million more packs. I just picked these 4 off the top, but you tell me which one should I open? Should I open the Rangers prospects, Willie Wilson, J.R. Richard, or the bird?
Ooh, I think the bird.
We'll go with the bird.
Somebody might want a bird card.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so here we go. We're opening the 79 tops. We're looking for the Ozzie Smith rookie. Now, the Ozzie Smith rookie, a PSA 10 Ozzie Smith rookie, you're talking boku bucks here. You're talking,
Really, like
you're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Even a PSA 9 is gonna
It's
be
going to give you some money.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, as it should be, Ozzie, incredible.
And just a reminder, if the card looks, gradable, we reserve the right to grade it and then sell that for the charity.
Yes, we want to look. We're trying to make the most money, but if it's not, look, you're going to get great stuff.
You're going to get great stuff. Don't worry about it. It's going to be awesome. All right, I threw away that piece of gum from 1979, and we are off and running. So we got a checklist here. We got here's the bird. Now the bird's card, I gotta say, it's got a little couple dinged corners, but it's very well centered.
Oh yeah, that is well centered.
If you're a Tigers fan, that might be your choice here. Roy Thomas of the Cardinals. Do you remember Roy Thomas?
Only vaguely, but Roy looks ready to go though on that picture.
Here's Stanley Steamer, Bob Stanley of the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah. We all remember Bob Stanley.
Unfairly maligned / fairly maligned for the disaster in '86.
What do you think? Unfairly or fairly?
Well, I think actually Gedman got it more unfairly than Stanley did. It was kind of Stanley spiked the ball. Like it's kind of on Stanley.
I think he spiked it.
So here are the White Sox prospects from '79. We've got Ross Baumgarten,
sure,
Mike Colburn, and Mike Squires. Mike Squires played for a while.
Mike Squires.
Look at those three beautiful black and white photos.
all of them looking like they were caught by surprise for the.
Well, they look like old timey like police station like crime like they were caught and they should be holding up little signs that say prisoner 362741 or whatever. Here's Bill Stein of the Mariners.
Oh yeah.
By the way, mugshot was the word I was looking for that my brain did not let me find.
I like Bill Stein. Bill Stein had a good mustache.
Good mustache. A lot of good mustaches. Here's another good mustache. Pete Redfern of the Twins. Look at that mustache. Actually, you know what? I take it back. That's a terrible mustache.
And the hair, man. I mean, Pete, what was Pete going for there? I'm not 100% sure.
He's got clown hair coming out the sides of his cap and a terrible mustache. Here's the Orioles team card with Earl Weaver.
Look at that.
Now, see, for this full color, but I guess that's because it's one photo. It's not
one photo of all the players. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Buddy, have I got a card for you?
What do we got?
It's Willie Stargell.
Oh, look at that.
And look at that. That is a centered card. That is a clean card. This is a
clean Hall of Fame Willie Stargell card.
Got a little ding to the upper left corner, but that might be a 9. That's an excellent condition.
And by the way, that's
very bright, clean.
That's not only, I mean, it's obviously well past his rookie year, but that's your 79 Pirates right there.
That's your 79 Pirates. Yeah. That is absolutely We Are Family Pirates.
Yeah.
Here's Vic Harris of the Giants. Don't remember Vic.
I don't have a huge memory of Vic.
Tug McGraw.
Huge.
How many of the 100 greatest quotes issued by baseball players is Tug McGraw responsible for? At least a couple. Right? At least a couple, I would say. Yeah.
Tug McGraw, great.
Yeah.
And his kid he's done all right for himself.
Yeah. Dave Revering of the A's.
Yeah, Dave.
Pretty bad mustache.
It's not a terrible mustache, but a great pose.
Good pose.
He like you think he posed it
looking heroically up into his right at the horizon to
and he told the camera guy like, come in, no, keep coming.
Yeah, no, get closer. Yep. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna stare up at nothing. Oh, look, it's Art Howe.
Hey, there's Art Howe.
Serious question. Better player or better manager?
Probably manager.
Probably manager? Just because he was on those A's teams?
He was almost exactly the same.
That was my thought. My thought might be it's exactly 50-50. Fantastic name. Merv Rettenmund.
Oh, Merv Rettenmund. Excellent. Yeah, look at that. Look at Merv.
Of the California Angels.
And Merv wearing the helmet 4 sizes too big to give him that little kid look, right?
Yeah.
Like, is that what he's going for?
Yep. 1 batting glove. The state of California on his left shoulder.
So
Tom
good.
Verizor, this was this was the common of all commons if you got a card of Tom Verizor.
Sure. Well, Tommy Verizor was, he was a hero of mine. I mean, he was starting shortstop back in the day. So give me a couple of Tommy Verizor offensive years. What you needed to do to be a starting shortstop in the major leagues in the 1970s.
1977 Tigers played 125 games, had a 350 at bats.
Yep.
Had 69 hits, 12 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, 28 RBI, hit 197.
197. And that's just like, okay, great, Tommy. Come back next year. We got you. You know what? He can pick it. He can pick it at short.
I mean, that's his career high in doubles is 18 there at 130 games.
Yeah.
11 career homers to this point in Tommy Verizor's 6-year career.
He didn't add a lot to that total, by
Here's
the way.
another We Are Family guy. Here's Bill Robinson.
Oh, Bill Robinson. Yeah, very good. Hey, and by the way, great unis.
Larvel Blanks.
Oh, that's Cleveland guy right there. Yeah. Sure.
Larvel Blanks is a great name. Oh, and check this out, my friends. Hall of Famer Robin Yount. Look at that.
Look at that card.
That's a good card right there.
That's a good card. Look at this. You pulled 2 Hall of Famers in that.
2 Hall of Famers in there. I'm telling you, this Stargell, we might have something here. That's
Stargell and the Yount. They're both in great shape.
Yeah.
All right. I am
far I'm winning. So I would say I'm winning this round.
What? But I opened up that John Martin card. Are you sure?
You use all the excuses you want. The fact is, I'm winning.
All right. I am opening up these tops of my first pack. I'm going to switch around today, but I'm going to open up these tops Chrome Cosmic cards because we're looking for Wembanyama's. This is the only. Tops is the only ones that have Wembanyama's, right? That's the only place you can get any Wembanyama
Incorrect.
cards.
You were incorrect. No.
Ooh, I thought that.
So again, Tops does not have Panini does not have an MLB contract.
Right.
Tops does not have an NBA contract. So you can get Wembanyama's, but you will not see Spurs or the NBA logo.
Spurs, but don't they have a deal with Wembanyama? Is that not?
They have some kind of crazy. They issued like an entirely separate set called Tops Mercury or something that has 1 million Wembanyamas in it that sell for a very large amount of money, despite the fact that they don't say Spurs or NBA or anything anywhere.
I think Wembanyama cards, even in this Chrome Cosmic, are going to be worth something.
Right now, at the moment we're in right now, where he's the 7th best player in the NBA and is rapidly moving toward number 1. Yes. Any small piece of cardboard with Victor Wembanyama's face on it is very valuable. So yes,
so we're going to see what we're going to pull here.
By the way, I know that you're not the biggest NBA guy, but I think I'm right when I say that he maybe he's a top 10 player in the league.
Yeah.
And the question is, when is he a top 3 player in the league? And that's saying something, because he's got to get past. Basically, you've got Jokic, you've got Shea, and then you've got I don't know, probably Giannis is 3, right? So when is he better than any of those 3 guys? I don't know the answer, but the answer is not never. The answer is the opening bidding starts at next year, and then.
But the question is, how good does his team have to be in order for him to get into that conversation?
I don't think it has to be much better than it is. The Spurs are not bad. The Spurs are basically a 500 team.
Right.
Stephon Castle is very good as a rookie.
Yes.
They've got Chris Paul obviously doesn't have many years left, but they've got Devin Vassell. They've got some guys who are obviously by playing with him have taken leaps because he takes so much pressure off of everybody defensively, and now their transition offense is much better, and their half court offense is much better.
Sure.
And they've got cap room. I kind of think they're going to be a team that maybe makes a big splash this offseason. And if you get one of these guys if the Sixers blow up, and which they might, and just completely fall apart, and suddenly Tyrese Maxey is get me out of here, or if the Bucks blow up and fall apart and Giannis is I want out, there's a non-zero chance that a true superstar in the league wants out, looks at San Antonio, sees how much cap room they have, looks at Greg Popovich and his coaching tree, looks at Wemby, and it says that's the future right there, and they join him in
absolutely.
San Antonio.
But I'm saying he'll just be in a much better position than to move. He needs to be in the MVP conversation for people to start thinking.
He's going to get MVP votes this year.
MVP votes, but he's not in the conversation.
No.
Yet. So
he's still not a top 5 guy, but
But he's close.
I think if you said next year he's going to be a more valuable player than Jason Tatum, I might say, yeah, you might be right. Like,
maybe.
Yeah, because he blocks 4 shots a game. Every game.
It's
Minimum
absurd.
4 shots. Yeah.
It's absurd. How about a Dirk Nowitzki card?
Look at that. Look at
little
Dirk.
Dirk Nowitzki. He's just kind of doing that there.
Has anyone won a title with a worse team? I'm not sure. The answer is yes.
I think the worst team to ever get to the title was LeBron's Cleveland team.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah,
that was the word. But they got swept by the Spurs. Yeah. So to actually win
one?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, remember, again, for the millionth time, they had JJ Barea guarding LeBron. JJ Barea is shorter than I am, and they had him guarding LeBron. That's how bad that team was. That team was terrible.
Yeah. Oh, they were terrible. All right. We got a little Andre Jackson Jr.
Andre Jackson Jr., sure. Yep.
I know you're a big Seth Lundy fan.
Sure. Again, look, there's no team names on the front.
I love that there's no team names. Julian Phillips.
Barely know who that is.
Phillips card there. That's very
Can't tell what team he's on. He won't say.
Nope. Well, not only that, you cannot tell that this guy. That's LeBron James.
LeBron James. I recognize him. Yeah.
You recognize him, but not the team. You have no idea what team.
And no idea what team he plays for. Yeah.
I wonder what this LeBron James card goes for. What do you think? What are people? There are people.
If you put it on eBay, you would start the bidding at 99 cents.
Yeah. Well, that seems fair.
Yeah.
We got a little Green and Holmgren, a little Chet Holmgren.
You're holding it too low for the camera.
Jalen Green. Oh, sorry.
Now that this is a video podcast, we have to do this right.
By the way, we did it. We did video.
Yeah.
We actually did video.
Jalen Green and Chet. That's a cool combo.
That's
I like that combo.
Cool card. Here's Jalen Rose. I don't know why.
Fab Five. Original Fab Five member.
And what? Jerace Walker? Or is that
sure.
A little Jerace Walker? All right, so that was a little bit of a letdown there, but we got a LeBron.
I got a LeBron, yeah.
Got a LeBron.
All right, I'm opening the J.R. Richard pack now.
All right, let's open the J.R. Richard pack.
Again, the home run here is the Ozzie Smith rookie. Although I got to say, Stargell and Yount, man.
I mean, an Ozzie Smith rookie is a go crazy home run, but the Robin Yount, Willie Stargell, come on. See if you can get a George Brett. Let's pull a George Brett out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That'll be some value.
All right, so here's the J.R. Richard National League record, most strikeouts by a right-hander.
Yeah, look at that. And it's a great jacket.
It's a
By
great
the way,
warm-up jacket.
Awesome little orange baseball in the corner, right? Like the little...
Yeah, the little record breaker baseball.
The little record breaker. I think it's so good.
Hoskin Powell of the Minnesota Twins.
I remember him. But I only remember...
You know what? It's not a great mustache. It's a very well-manicured mustache.
It is groomed. It is very groomed.
Unlike... our next contestant, Greg Minton of the Giants. That's
Moonman. Look at Moonman Minton. Yeah, Moonman Minton.
Get it together, Minton.
That card could not better represent what Moonman Minton was, I think.
Jerry Royce. Everyone's favorite guy who looks like he was in the crowd and just was called in to pose for a picture.
and came in and threw like slower than most people in the crowd would.
66-mile-an-hour curveballs. Jerry Royce wearing, though, in this picture, the old classic We Are Family hat, the black hat with the piping.
I love that
best hat in the history of baseball.
It's the best hat in the history of baseball, except have you ever worn one yourself?
No, I bet they're terrible.
They look terrible. Yeah. They're great on players. They're not great like you buy them yourself.
Here's Rod Gilbreth.
Sure, Rod Gilbreth trying to be Bob Horner. I think it's a Bob Horner rookie year too, I think.
Oh. Here's your 1978 strikeout leaders. It's Nolan Ryan and J.R. Richard. That's a cool card.
That's a great card.
Look at that.
I bet that card has some value right there.
I bet it does. It looks like it's pretty good shape too. Pedro Borbon.
Oh, yeah. Like Pedro Borbon. Love Pedro Borbon.
If you're a Reds fan and you win this raffle and you don't ask for the Pedro Borbon card.
Sure, he was the barber.
Jim Wolford.
Show that Jim Wolford card again.
Okay.
Every single 1970s Milwaukee Brewers player looked just like Jim Wolford.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the look.
It's like, oh, that's how I'm Robin Yount. I'm Jim Wolford.
They're all the same guy. But also wearing the hat, the best logo hat with the MB and the ball.
That day, what was that day like for you when you realized it was the M and the B? That's like
mind blowing. Well, I have to say, I was conditioned for it because the Hartford Whalers logo is the same thing.
That's
And
right.
so I had learned at a very early age that about like sometimes there are secret messages hidden in the logos.
In the logos.
Here's a this is not quite a rookie, but Jack Clark. Look at this Jack Clark card.
Yeah, look at that Jack Clark. I was reminded yesterday that Jack Clark in the 1985 Cardinals hit 69 home runs as a team, as an entire team. They had 69
and he
home
had
runs.
35 of them.
35 of them. That's exactly right.
Yeah, I remember that. Steve Garvey All-Star. There's your Steve Garvey. There's a Steve Garvey prize package for someone who loves Steve Garvey.
And by the way, if you are Steve Garvey, please donate. we'll get you your own
fresh
package.
off his loss running for Senate out here in California. He's going to enter the raffle. Here's Tom Griffin of the Angels. Oh, Luis Pujols. Luis Pujols was a good player for a while. Well, not a good player, but a fun player to watch.
Fun player, good uniform. I mean, just that uniform's so great.
We got Bob Bailey of the Red Sox. We've got Johnny Oates from the Dodgers. Here we go. Go, Joe Posnanski. Joe Morgan.
Look at that. Hall of Famer Joe Morgan.
Hall of Famer Joe Morgan. Now, I have no personal animosity against Joe Morgan. I feel like I need to say that.
Yeah, for sure. There's never been anything. You've never had anything bad to say about Joe Morgan.
I don't know why anyone would associate me negatively with Joe Morgan. But what a player. My goodness. Here's Charlie Williams of the Giants. We got Vic Davalio of the Dodgers.
Yeah, sure. Vic Davalio, sure.
And finally, Dave Cash of the Expos. So still no Ozzie Smith, but we got a couple more packs open.
Yeah, and I'm a little disappointed in that pack, honestly.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Was there a Hall of Famer in that pack?
Joe Morgan. We got Joe Morgan.
Joe Morgan, that's right. Oh, yeah. You know what? That saved it. All right. So now I'm moving to the Topps Heritage 2024 pack of cards, which I believe are 1975 cards. And I believe that because right at the front, they gave me a Leroy Stanton 35th anniversary.
Look at that.
Yeah, very nice there.
So that is not an anniversary card. That's an original. The way that they do this
is original, but it says 50th anniversary.
Yes, they took some old cards of that year and then reissued them, dropped them into packs and stamped them. So that is a 1975.
Bread in there or something, or
no, because that's worth a lot of money.
All right, so let's see how many of these guys we could. Okay, so Forrest Wall. First of all, these cards, these modern players in these cards, fantastic.
Fantastic. The 75 set is the best design, I think.
Is it the best design ever?
I think so, yeah.
All right,
82. It's 82 or 75 are my two faves.
83 leaders is really good too. We got Garrett Cole and Blake Snell.
Yeah.
By the way, have the Dodgers signed anybody since we started this podcast?
I assume they somehow, I don't know, traded for Rafael Devers. I don't know. It's a joke now. They you know why they signed what's his name, the reliever from the Padres, Tanner Scott, essentially because he was really hard for Ohtani to hit.
Yeah, he was good against Ohtani. They're like,
they paid him $72 million to just not face Ohtani 3 times a year. Key matchups.
How many starters can they have? How many we don't know what's going to happen with Shohei, but
no, we don't. He might not count. Honestly, he might not start a game until after the All-Star break for all we know.
Right.
Because of the
who knows? Why would you? Would you start him before the All-Star break?
But they have Yamamoto and Sasaki.
That's right.
They have Snell and they have Kershaw and they have who are the guys who are back now? It's
Tyler. They have
Glass now and they, but also Gonsolin is back, I think, right?
Gonsolin is back. Yeah, I mean, it's.
I think they have 9 or 10 legit starters on the team.
Yeah. And how many of them will be healthy in October?
Well, 1 or 2.
1 or 2. That's what it's always. I don't know. I got to tell you, if you're a Cubs fan, I love this Seiya Suzuki card.
It's a good card.
Look at that. That's just a good card. That looks like he's out of 1975. They took the right picture. That's a really good card. How about a Kershaw 200th win card?
Look at that.
Look
at him. We're gonna miss that guy when he's gone, man.
Oh,
we're gonna miss that guy.
All right, then they put in these little fancy cards. There's a Jordan Lawler that's a little fancier.
Oh, it's a chrome, right? I think that's a chrome.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Jason DeLay, Matthew Liberatore, Dominic Fletcher. Oh, here we go. It's a news flashback card. going
Yeah,
back to the
sure. Is
satellites.
that the Mir space station falls to Earth or whatever?
Yeah. No, this is no, this is when Apollo and Soviets Soyuz spacecraft
Oh,
locked
then when they linked up. Oh, great.
when they linked up. So that's very
A
fun.
nice moment.
And then we got another Chrome card that's kind of fun. A little Carlos Correa Chrome card. Is
Is
Carlos
that
Correa good anymore?
boy? I feel like whatever if you asked me to get within 10% of any statistical number that he achieved last year, I don't think I could do it. I have no idea what he did last year. None.
Well, he
I'm
was
not even
hurt, I
close.
think, right? He was definitely
Yeah,
wasn't
but in the games he played, I don't know. Did he hit 300? Did he hit 200? Did he hit 400? I have
yeah.
no
Let's
idea what he did last year. He was
you know what?
irrelevant.
Yeah, it was. He did hit 300. He played 86 games. He actually hit 310, 388, 517 with 14 homers and 20 doubles in
So
half a
he was
season.
very good.
He was
Turns
very
out.
good in half a season. 152 OPS plus in a half a season. So there you go. All right, what are you
All right.
opening?
I'm opening the Willie Wilson pack. I'm going to open 2 more pack cities and then I have some other stuff.
Great.
Because
Yeah,
the
we'll
college
open
football championship is kicking off soon, and we have to sign off before it
we have
starts.
to sign up when that starts. Yeah. Obviously, I mean that's they can't start it until we sign off.
That's
When
right.
are
They're
we
waiting
going to
for
do a
us.
Dr. Pepper football like podcast thing where we just have people, but it would be in our thing. It would be like the person who throws in the fewest footballs actually wins.
Well,
So,
I think if I were in charge,
yes,
I would say you got to throw it like a football. Sorry,
that's
that's the
right.
rule. It's
That's
like,
right.
but also I would say I would say you should, each person should get 10 throws, and it's whoever has the most. I
The
think the
highest
clock
percentage.
is the problem, right?
Yeah.
I think you want it to just be like 10. It's like a free throw shooting contest. You want 10
Yes.
throws, and because then you could get down to like it's 6-5, and the person has one more throw, and it's like this is a
Right.
throw for, or it's
To tie
5-5. This is a throw for
Yeah.
$100,000. That's what you
Yes.
want. It
That
goes
would
too
be
fast. You can't even tell what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think that it doesn't feel like, and they haven't changed it at all. So I don't feel like they've really adjusted with the times or anything.
All right. So here's Willie Wilson,
Look at
speedster
that.
extraordinaire.
I think Willie Wilson. I think you can make the argument Willie Wilson was the fastest player in baseball history. I mean, in the major leagues, not. I mean, in the white major leagues. I don't.
Right. In the
Nobody's faster.
non-Negro League.
Nobody's
history,
faster
yeah.
than Quote Papa Bell. But
Yeah.
Willie Wilson, pure speed, just pure speed. I think the fastest player in the history of baseball.
I think the argument you would have would be like Billy Hamilton, right, or
Right.
someone like
Well,
that.
Billy Hamilton or Vince Coleman. Vince Coleman was at the event last night, and you know you forget. I mean, Vince Coleman stole 110 bases his rookie year.
Yeah.
He came up. He told this great story. He got called up to the big leagues like as a replacement because Willie McGee was hurt or something, and they were like, "Yeah, listen, you're only going to stay 4 days." And he turned to him and he's like, "Oh, I ain't going back." Like that's it. Like I'm
Nice.
here. I'm not going back to Louisville. And then he stole
like
like
it.
110 bases.
Look at the smile on Manny Sanguillen's face. Look at that guy.
You know what? One of the most joyous players of them all, Manny Sanguillen. You could not throw a pitch to Manny Sanguillen that he would not swing at.
Yeah, loved swinging. Here's Jim Gantner.
Again, so
Every
what?
guy.
I mean, he's Jim Wolford also, and also Robin Yount.
Glenn Burke of the A's. Don't remember him that well.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's my old friend Tim McCarver.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah.
Man, Tim McCarver was still playing in 1979.
Not wild. I mean, look at the back of his card. Look how tiny the Larry McWilliams.
By the way, you've never said anything bad about Tim McCarver.
I have not once. I defy anyone to find a single bad thing that I ever said about Tim McCarver. Kiko Garcia. I loved Kiko Garcia.
Oh, yes. Kiko Garcia was great.
All right, now here's another Tigers prospects. Dave Stegman, Dave Tobick, and Kip Young. Not a
Did
great
they just have a bunch of Daves back then? Wasn't Dave Bergman on that team too?
They had like it was a rule. It was that there had to be at least 8 Daves on every team. Here's Omar Moreno.
Very speedy. Very speedy. Look at how many stolen bases did Omar Moreno have in 78?
It does not. The back of these cards did not include stolen bases. Paul Dade, Rob Wilfong. Oh,
Paul Dade, that's a Cleveland guy.
Yeah, here's Cesar Cedeno.
I was just writing a little earlier today about Cesar Cedeno. When Cesar Cedeno was a kid, when he was 21, 22 years old, look at his numbers. He was Willie Mays.
Yeah,
like everyone was calling him the next Willie Mays. He had some personal demons that he could not overcome. But
yeah, he scored 103 runs in 1972.
Well, he hit like 330 and he stole 55
hit 320,
bases.
hit 22 homers. Yeah. Steve Ontiveros. Hey, look, look, We Are Family. There's a here's Dave Parker. There's
Oh
a
my
We Are
God.
Family prize package for a Pirates
Yes.
fan waiting for
By
you
the
out
way,
there.
Hall of Famer Dave Parker. I mean, that's the other thing. He's now in the
Yeah,
Hall. That card just went up in value.
that's right. Speaking of going up in value, it's Ozzie Smith,
Oh,
ladies and
there it
gentlemen.
is. Look at
Look
that
at that.
card. And that looks
First of
like
all, Ozzie Smith is the coolest looking dude who ever lived in this. He's got mutton chops.
oh
He's got
my
a
God.
perfectly manicured mustache. He looks like he's got a little gleam in his eye of
Oh yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
oh, you people have no idea what you're about to witness
But
with me playing. Look at
by the
that
way,
card.
is that a sleeve on Ozzie Smith?
I
Are you that fast?
I slipped it into a sleeve. Yes, as soon as I saw it, I slipped it into a sleeve.
Look at
Um,
that.
this is it's. I don't think
By
this
the way,
is a.
that card looks in good shape, I got to tell
It's
you.
not a 10. It's a little tiny bit off center, but
Yeah.
this is an 8. I think this is a PSA 8, maybe.
Yeah, but what is a PSA 8 Ozzie Smith worth? I mean, come on.
It's gonna be some dough, man. This is it's a good looking card. I don't see any surface issues. I don't see any real corner issues. I'm gonna say this is it's at least at 7 and maybe an 8. And then we have Roland Office here, and we've got Joe Negro.
Hey, Joe Negro. I've got some stories. All right, I'm looking here. I'm telling you, a PSA 8, it's several $100s is what that card is worth.
It's a several $100 card. Yeah.
Several $100 card.
Yeah. That was very exciting.
That was very exciting. Well, getting an Ozzie Smith card is really exciting. I don't even know what I'm looking for in these Topps Heritage cards other than just very fun, cool cards.
Yeah.
All right, Starling Marte, Nick Gonzalez. Here's a Joey Wendell card. I don't know why.
Hey, Joey Wendell.
But it's the colors are great. These cards are very cool.
That's 75 design, man.
Here we go. You're a Royals fan. You know you want this 1975 Salvador Perez card.
Look at Salvi.
Look at Salvi right there. What a player. What a fine player. Matt Manning, Edgar Navarro. Oh, we got a chrome Giancarlo Stanton.
Boo.
I know Yankees fans are listening, so Andy Rodriguez, Jordan Romano, Devin Williams, Cal Raleigh. We got a little big dumper there.
Big dumper.
Drew Rasmussen. This is a weird card. That color is very weird.
Oh, well, yeah. So in these heritage cards, they have some alternate designs, and one of them is this all white design. It's just it's a shorter print. It's like an alt picture. You'll get one of those every so often. It's just all white. They took all the color out of the border, just as a little, yeah.
So there's probably some value if it wasn't Drew Rasmussen. A little Ryan Mountcastle and Henry Davis. So again, I didn't draw much there.
I'm winning. That's what we need to realize here. Now, granted, I'm opening 46-year-old Topps cards.
But if I opened up a Shohei, I'd be like, hey, I don't.
Yeah, that's good. Good point. All right, I'm gonna open one more pack of these, and then I'm gonna zip through some other stuff because our friend Tim Banaszak sent us some fun stuff to open, which we'll rip through.
Insane, yeah.
But let's do. So we found the Ozzy. We've. I think Brett is maybe the only big star that we're looking for. We have Stargell. We have Dave Parker. Mike Schmidt. We need right.
Oh yeah, Seaver. You got a bunch of guys.
We got a bunch of guys we can find. Yeah. All right. Let me get rid of the gum. Where's the gum? Oh, the gum is lodged between two cards.
That way it can ruin two cards instead of just one.
Poor Frank Duffy of the Red Sox got the
Frank Duffy was my hero. Frank Duffy's a former Clevelander.
So here are your Rangers prospects, including Danny Darwin. How many seasons did Danny Darwin pitch? Did he pitch 51 seasons in the majors?
51 or 52 seasons. I believe that's right.
Oh, look. It's Jerry Remy. God bless Jerry Remy. R.I.P., buddy.
Yeah.
The greatest announcer in Red Sox history, the greatest color guy in Red Sox history.
I think so, right? I mean,
I mean, Castiglione for play-by-play, but I'll take Jerry Remy as a color commentator.
Just joyful. Just
every
joyful
day and,
Jerry Remy.
Every day and twice on Sunday. Here's Ed Glynn of the Tigers. Here's your Bob Lemon managed Yankees team card. Look at these idiots.
that team just not great.
Here's Rick Burleson of the Red Sox.
Yeah. By the way, the Red Sox had their own look too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was
sort of like their look was like guys that if you walked into a bar in Boston and saw them, what you would think is, oh, I'm going to get into a fight later.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what they
right.
all look like. They just look like guys who wanted to fight you.
Yeah, that's right.
Junior Kennedy of the Reds.
Okay.
Stan Poppy of the Expos. Here's your A's prospects: Dwayne Murphy, Bruce Robinson, and Alan Worth.
Hey,
All in
Dwayne, that's
black
a
and white.
Dwayne Murphy rookie card. Dwayne Murphy was a very good player.
Yeah.
Dwayne Murphy, terrific center fielder.
Jimmy Sexton of the Astros. There's Frank Duffy of the Red Sox. Frank Duffy did not have that look. Frank Duffy looks more like a visiting lecturer in biochemistry at Emerson
That's
College.
why I love Frank Duffy. Like he wore glasses. I'm like, that was all I wanted was to
Gary Templeton.
Oh, you know what? Yesterday when I was at this event, I was sitting next to Ozzie Smith, and I was asking Ozzie Smith if Mason Wynn had the best arm he had seen at shortstop, because Mason Wynn was there. And I said, "Does Mason Wynn?" And he said, "Nope, Gary Templeton."
Really?
Oh, that's what he said. That's what he told me.
That might be a little bit of rose-colored glasses.
That's old. That's being old. Yeah, like my day. But Gary Templeton did have a great arm.
When you and I are in our 90s, there's going to be a like some kind of android humanoid hybrid who's a pitcher and throws 185 miles an hour.
Yeah,
and we're going to be saying, I'll tell you what, doesn't throw harder than Ohtani. Like we're gonna be doing the same exact thing.
Oh yeah, no, there's gonna be
you never saw Jordan Hicks throw a fastball. And we can measure this.
There's gonna be a 10-foot NBA player who makes half court shots day and night, and we'll be like, ain't no Steph Curry. He wouldn't have been able to stand up to Steph.
There's going to be a guy who puts 1 foot at the top of the key on each side of the court and doesn't move, just reaches down and blocks shots and then hands it to himself and then drops them in the opposing basket. And we're going to say, well, you never saw James Harden go one-on-one in an ISO play on the wing.
There is, by the way, absolutely no doubt about this.
Yeah. The rest of this pack is uninspiring, but I am going to show you this, Joe.
Let me see it.
It's Dwayne Kuiper.
Well, there you go. I mean, you cannot tell me the rest of that pack is uninspiring. I mean,
so Dwayne Kuiper is Joe's favorite player of all time.
Yes.
No one can claim the Dwayne Kuiper card. I'm putting the kibosh on that. I'm going to send this to you, and you should have this.
I will donate. To get the Dwayne Kuiper card, because I think that is very special.
Your plan, instead of me just sending it to you, your plan is to donate to the charity and try to win the raffle and then choose it.
That's right. That's my hope.
I don't see any flaws with this plan. I think this is a perfect plan.
By the way, so we've gotten a bunch of people that have offered to donate prizes to the thing.
Right.
We're not 100% sure what we're going to do with all of this, but I can tell you, if you are interested, that we've had somebody donate a foursome at Pinehurst #2.
Whoa!
Yeah. Somebody
really?
And he's the head of Pinehurst #2, so it's legit.
Oh my god!
So it's legit. So
I mean, that's like a golf. I don't play golf, but that's like a golfer bucket list. It's a bucket list thing to do to play Pinehurst.
West Open was just there this year. I mean, it was like the ultimate thing. So we've gotten foursome #2. We've gotten several books. But here's my favorite. I mean, we got a bunch of stuff. We'll put a list together of all of the prizes, because we got to figure out. We don't want it to get too unwieldy or whatever. And thank you, all of you, for donating.
Yeah, it's a blanket statement. Thanks to anyone who's even offering. We're not 100% clear on what we can even handle or what we should be.
We're just trying to make sure we can handle it all. But thank you so much. And some of the prizes that you guys are offering are incredible and everything. But my favorite prize donation so far definitely has to be Jason Kander's prize. So Kander has agreed. As he always does, he's going to donate his books, his autographed copy of his books, to all the winners. If he remembers to send it to Mike, it'll be great. But he also is planning on getting random baseball cards that he will sign.
Yes, he told me about this. Yeah. He's going to buy random baseball cards of random players, and then he's going to sign them with his name.
And put his OPS on there. That's like, he is literally going to sign them.
Now,
and I don't think I can think of a more Jason Kander thing in the world.
I wonder, like, it's a great joke, right? But my question is he going to pick cards that are valuable
No,
and then
no, I don't think so.
devalue them? Because that's what he would be doing. He would be essentially devaluing
There
the
is no
cards that
card he could sign that he would not be devaluing.
right.
But I'm thinking he's
Even
going to
his
be.
own in some if he had played, even his own, it would somehow devalue it.
I think he's thinking of like common cards that he will be devaluing, which
Okay.
won't mean anything.
So
That's what I think
he's
really thinking random. I think he's thinking truly random cards.
I want to just mention. I want to just mention the only other. Here are the other interesting cards from the pack. So we got a Tony Perez wearing the old Expos hat.
Hall of Famer. Look at that.
Hall of Famer.
Right there.
We got a Steve Carlton. Another Hall of Famer.
There you go. Major.
And this is a really nice card.
That's a great one.
That's very well centered.
Fully, yeah. That's full.
We got the 78 victory leaders. Can you name the 1978 victory leaders in each league? I'll bet you can.
78 victory leaders. Let's see here.
The AL's very famous year, very famous pitching.
Oh yeah, that's Guidry. Obviously,
that's Guidry.
Yeah.
Louisiana Lightning.
25-3, right? Was he 25-3 that year? I believe that's
right.
With a 1-something ERA.
Yeah.
And then in the National League, it was probably 78. I'm trying to think who won the. Oh wait, Gaylord Perry was 79, wasn't he?
No, it was Gaylord Perry. You got it.
Yeah, Gaylord Perry 78. Yeah.
And then the last card that I want to mention, because I think this is my favorite card I've opened so far. 1978 record breaker, Mike Edwards of the Oakland A's.
Okay, what did Mike Edwards break?
If you tell me the record he broke without looking it up, I will give you $4.1 billion. And why this is worth a card, I have absolutely no idea why this is worth a card in the top set.
Some pinch hitting thing? What is it?
He broke the American League record, Joe, for most unassisted double plays by a second baseman in a game. So here's what it says. In the first inning, Edwards caught Rudy's liner and stepped on second, doubling Baylor. In the fourth, he snared Chalk's drive, then ran to second, doubling Goodwin.
Okay.
The two unassisted double plays was an AL first for a second baseman. The feat was obtained in the NL by, of course, Dave Force on September 15th, 1981, and Claude Ritchie on oh my, this is amazing. And it says, and Claude Ritchie, 7/9/99. That's 1899 because this is a 1978 card. So they were using 99 to mean 1899. So in other words, Mike Edwards, of the Oakland A's, in the first inning, caught a line drive and stepped on second, doubled the guy off. And the fourth, he did it again. And Topps was like, yeah, this without question, this is deserving of a baseball card to commemorate this feat that was done in the National League in 1899 in a moment no one has thought about or cared about one time ever.
That is the best card.
This is the best card.
Listen, donate thousands just to get that card.
Donate $1,000 twice is my advice to all of you, just for a chance to get the Mike Edwards card. Because there's also a chance that they made this one card and then put it in a pack, and then someone was like, wait, what did you do? And they're like, you're right. Sorry. And they stopped it. This might be the only Mike Edwards 1978 record breaker card that exists on Earth.
That exists in the world.
This might be it. They might have just realized how weird it was that they had done this and just called the whole thing off.
It's the best. It's the absolute best. I always thought the weirdest record breaker card was when John Stearns breaking the record for most stolen bases by a catcher in the National League.
Oh, that one was weird too. I do remember
that. Was
that.
Weird
yeah,
one. But that's way better. I mean, the Mike Edwards is way better. All right, here we go. I got a little Lars Nootbaar for you Cardinals fans out there. Let's see. Here we go. We got a Heston Kjerstad card to remind you that the Orioles have done absolutely nothing to get better. That's
absolutely infuriating for the third year in a row.
Look. How about a little Red Shandy's manager card? Look at that.
Listen, you might remember, fans of the podcast might remember that last year I have a Red Shandy's like cut signature card.
That's right.
And no one claimed it. Shockingly, no one claimed it. But if you're a Cardinals fan and maybe your great grandfather loves Red Shandy's, you win the lottery, we can put together a Red Shandy's.
We'll put a
package.
whole set together, whole thing together for you. Oh, how do you feel about that? The Jesus Luzardo.
Jesus Luzardo, he's on the move. Where did he go again? Who picked him up? Who traded for him? Someone
You,
traded for him.
yeah, somebody
I'm
traded
gonna
for
look
him.
it up.
No, you don't want to look it up.
I don't.
Why are you looking? No, you don't want to look it up. What do you
I'm
think
gonna look
got
it up.
Jesus Luzardo? Oh, we got a little Shane Bieber card.
Oh, the Phillies. The Phillies got him.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
a good one. I think it was a great move for them. Here's
He
Tony Gonsolin.
he was a 4-win pitcher 2 years ago, and last year
He just got hurt last year.
He got hurt. He only
got
pitched
hurt.
12 games. Still only threw 66 innings. He had 208 strikeouts and 178 innings the year before, though.
I mean, I think the Phillies did pretty well with that deal. I mean, obviously, nobody's done what the Dodgers done. How about I love the old World Series cards.
Those are good.
Yeah, from the old Texas Arizona one, and a little Ha-Seong Kim there. It's a little chrome. Great. So in other words, no, I've not opened a single interesting card in this Topps Chrome thing.
So our friend Tim Banaszak, who's a lunatic in the best way for cards, yes. I mean, not on Earth, but just for cards, sure. Sent us a bunch of stuff. So there's a bunch of already graded cards that could be yours if you win the raffle.
All right, I'm so excited to see what we got here.
So here's a Kershaw rookie right here.
Look at that.
Yeah, there's a Kershaw.
Oh, that is a rookie card. What is that graded?
It's a 9. It's Arena at 9. Here's a Jeter rookie. Someone better claim this because if you don't, I'm going to throw it in the garbage.
It's going to be destroyed. It will probably be destroyed.
Here's a Score Wayne Gretzky from 1991. Look at that Wayne Gretzky card. That's pretty cool.
It's a sniper card.
Sniper card. He was indeed a sniper.
By the way, these cards are valuable.
96-97 Kobe rookie, upper deck rookie, graded 10. Look at that.
A 10 Kobe rookie. What is that worth? No, in all seriousness, what is that worth?
This is just the base card, so it's not like super valuable, but it's a 10, which means it's...
What does not super valuable mean?
Well, why don't you look it up? In 96-97 upper deck, number 58, Kobe Bryant. And here's a LeBron from the 80... This is his second year, the 84-85 Topps year, which is an incredible card. This is one of the great photos ever used for a basketball card, in my opinion. I love this so much. So all of those.
So just so I want to know, I mean, I'm looking. The first thing I see for a 10 is $2,500.
But yeah, this is a BCC G10, not a PSA 10, so it's probably not quite that much. But yeah, it's
$50.
Well, it's probably a multi-$100 card. Yeah.
No.
So
we're giving these cards away. All of these.
So Tim also sent a bunch of unopened packs, and they're just random things. He sent some Sport Flicks, which are great. We'll open some Sport Flicks.
We love those.
But he sent this. I've never seen these before. It's Topps Kids. Have you ever heard of Topps Kids?
No, Topps Kids.
Topps 1992 Topps Kids.
So here's my question. What, other cards are more adult-oriented?
The other ones are rated R. So it's got a stick of gum in it, and the stick of gum has a wrapper on it.
Oh, yeah. No, I liked it when they started putting the wrapper on them. Those were great.
So here's your 1992 Topps Kids. They're like cartoons.
Okay, let's see.
You got Andy Van Slyke here.
Who was at the event last night? I saw Andy Van Slyke at the event last night.
Here's legendary shortstop Tony Fernandez.
Oh,
with a giant cartoon. These are fantastic.
Cards.
Tony Fernandez used to do this thing that made me so crazy. Do you remember this? So Tony Fernandez, who was an incredible defender,
yes,
he would range to his left or right, and he would flip the ball kind of sidearm or underhanded to first, but he would do it at this speed that was just fast enough to get the guy by a half a step.
Yes.
It was one of the most incredible, athletic acumen displays you could ever see, because he knew exactly who was running.
Yes.
And he would pick up the ball and he would sort of flip it a little sidearm, little underhand over, never throwing the ball hard, but just hard enough where he would get the guy by a half a step every time. It was infuriating if you were playing against him.
The other thing he used to do is he would field the ball and he would flip it.
He would flip it up to his hand.
Flip it up in the air. He just
Here's Chuck Knobloch with a weird hypnotic design
I
behind
think
him.
That is the card that screwed up Chuck Knobloch.
It might be. He posed for this in front of a practical piece of scenery, and it made him dizzy.
He could never throw again.
Here's Donnie Ballgame, Don Mattingly.
Oh, and with the top level mustache.
Top level mustache.
You're a Yankee fan. You want that card.
Absolutely. Here's Sean Dunston.
Unbelievable arm.
Great,
Sean
maybe the
Dunston.
best arm of that era, I would say, right?
The one
Sean?
certainly well, and also because he threw every single throw as hard as he
Max
possibly
effort.
could.
Absolute max effort thrower on every single play. Greg Swindell, 80. Remember that 87 tops all or future
Oh
stars
yeah,
card or
well
whatever.
Spindell was he was going to turn Cleveland's entire hopes
That's
around.
right. That in fact that 87 SI cover wasn't it based on him as the ace?
He was
Do I
the
have that
ace of
wrong?
that team. He wasn't
Yeah.
on the cover. Carter and Snyder were on the cover.
Right, but wasn't
he
the
was,
idea like we
it was
have
him
Greg
and
Swindell?
Hall of Famers Steve Carlton and Phil Necro at ages 80 or whatever
80
they
and
were.
86, yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally you've got Mark Grace, one of my favorite non-Red Sox players of the era.
Look at that, Mark Grace.
So there's
Those
a bunch
are
of packs of
delightful.
You could win if you win and we put a box together. We'll probably throw in some boxes of Topps Kids for you just for fun.
Oh, you'll actually get to open some of those yourself.
Yeah, why not?
All right, here Devin Booker. What do you think?
That's a good card. Again, these are Topps non.
These are non. Yeah, that's what they're so fun about them. All right, so we got this. This is a good pack at least. So we got this. We got Dominique Wilkins,
Dominique, sure.
Highlight reel, wearing some sort of uniform. We got David Robinson.
Great.
Really the Admiral. Great card. But here's the one. I mean, seriously, the late Bill Walton.
Look at that.
Look at that card. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that they just, have no rights whatsoever to just print these cards.
I think I have that. I have that tie-dyed Walton shirt that they issued. The Celtics issued.
Oh, that was cool. That's cool.
Yeah. By the way, so one thing that we haven't talked about, and we're going to wrap up soon because the national championship game is kicking off very soon.
It's about to start.
It's about to start, and the second it starts, because this is a podcast about sports, we have to sign off. So
George Gervin for you, by the way.
One thing that I've been meaning to talk to you about is the fact that basketball is just these days is miles ahead of every other sport when it comes to nicknames. Just miles ahead.
Oh, for sure.
And I think it's been like this for a while. But do you know? The Atlanta Hawks have an incredible defensive player named Dyson Daniels. Do you know about Dyson Daniels?
I don't know much about Dyson Daniels. Fill me in.
So Dyson Daniels, I would say, if it weren't for Victor Wembanyama, Dyson Daniels would win the Defensive Player of the Year this year. He is the best perimeter defender in the league already. He's very young.
Yeah.
And he's already at like Lou Dort kind of level of like, if this guy, when you face Lou Dort, they call it being put in the torture chamber, which is again great. Not exactly a nickname, but nickname adjacent.
No, but it counts. It
is fantastic. Counts. Dyson Daniels, he shut down Tatum the other day. They put him on the best scorer of the other team, and he is miserable for them to play against. Do you know what Dyson Daniels is? I believe Australian.
Okay.
And do you know what his nickname is?
Tell me what his nickname is.
His nickname is the Great Barrier Thief. I mean, that's incredible. Like, what? How are these other sports so far behind?
They're terrible.
Rudy Gobert's nickname, French player Rudy Gobert. Do you know what Rudy Gobert's nickname is?
What is Rudy Gobert's nickname?
The Stifle Tower. Why are other sports not as good as basketball? They should, the basketball is like nailing this all the time. These guys come along. And by the way, sometimes it's like that where it's a joke, right? The Great Barrier Thief, the Stifle Tower. Sometimes it's not a pun. Sometimes it's just like, Allen Iverson or, whoever, Paul Pierce is the truth, Allen Iverson is AI, or they just come up with like the great nicknames for individual players that are, or the big Aristotle for Shaq when he was playing and Phil Jackson made him read Aristotle. Like, regardless, they have like there's the category of nickname is just like the answer, the truth, the whatever, and then there's a category of like the Great Barrier Thief, the Stifle Tower, the torture chamber, and in both categories, basketball is just 100 steps ahead of every other league, and I think this has to end. I think this is one of the ways that baseball can start making waves is if we get better at nicknaming people. Well, we don't nickname people anymore. I know. The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Oh, there used to be a bunch of great nicknames. Does it bother you that Lamar Jackson does not have a good nickname?
Yes. Perfect example. Why does Lamar Jackson, had arguably the best year of any quarterback in history this year, all told. 900 yards rushing, 41 touchdowns, 4 picks or whatever it was. Does things on the football field that no one else has ever done or could ever do. Right. How does that guy not have an incredible nickname? How is that? How have we let it get to this point?
How did that? Josh Allen doesn't have a good nickname.
No.
In fact, does Josh Allen have? I'm looking it up right now. They're saying Josh Allen's nicknames are. I'm going to give them to you. General.
No.
Okay, that's terrible.
No.
JA-17.
No.
Or the Winter Soldier. All of those are horrible.
The Winter Soldier is at least something because he is like a superhero and he plays in Buffalo.
He does play in the snow.
I'll take Winter Soldier. I'll take if we want to go with that, I'll go with that. But Lamar Jackson needs an incredible nickname.
And Jackson, that's not going to work. That's not a terrible nickname.
No,
that's just horrible. No, I agree with this.
Wake up, NFL and MLB. Wake up, man.
Yeah, give us some nicknames.
Yeah,
Mike Trout's never had a nickname.
No, he didn't. He have the
Millville
something
Meteor.
Flyer, the Millville Flyer, or whatever.
The Meteor wasn't
Millville Meteor. That's not bad. I would take that.
It's old fashioned though. It's not. It's not like super fun like some of the NBA ones. All right, let's open one more pack and then we're calling it a day.
All right. I'll open one more. I'll open those sport flicks after you're done with this real quick.
You open the sports flicks. I'll open one more baseball pack since my baseball packs have been pretty dreadful. Reminder. Go to teamgleason.org, /podcast and donate. Donate. You can win all kinds of prizes. I was going to mention we've got all these donations. I am going to write a special typewritten story about your greatest day in sports, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with anything in the pros. It could be your literal greatest day. If your son ever did anything, your daughter ever did anything, I'm going to write about my own daughter and my greatest day in sports with her. So you'll get your own. Okay.
Great.
Look at this. I'm so happy I opened up one more cap because right away, look at this, Bobby Witt Jr.
Look at that. Now we're talking.
That's 75 Bobby Witt Jr. That's a good looking card.
That's cool.
What do you think of the glasses? He could use a nickname, by the way.
Why does he have a nickname?
He needs a nickname. Maybe he's got one.
How did all three of those former player kids on the Blue Jays at the same time not have a group nickname? Why weren't they called the Fighting Tots or whatever? You know?
Hey, look at this, Baby Yaz. We got a little Mike Yastrzemski card.
Very nice.
Little Baby Yaz. A little Patrick Bailey. Here we go. Here's a card for you. The 2005 Most Valuable Players card. Look at that. Little
A-Rod and Pujols. All right.
Yeah, that's a weird. All right, we'll ask it again. Is O'Neal Cruz going to be a good player? Is it going to happen?
I hope so. By the way, his nickname should be the Predator because of his hair. I'm just going to say it.
Another guy who absolutely. How does Gunnar Henderson not have a good nickname?
How does Gunnar Henderson not have a nickname? The Swedish meatball. I don't know. Stockholm syndrome.
I'm glad I opened up one more pack because these are good cards. We got a Chrome Brandon Nimmo. That's
very nice.
But fine player.
Those Chrome cards look good in the 75 design.
They really do. By the way, kudos to Topps. I mean, not kudos since you haven't given us cards yet, but kudos to Topps. Those 75 cards look good.
They look good.
Did a nice job with those Chromes.
I opened I opened the Sportflex, which you can see. Can you tell who that is?
It's the best. That looks like it's hard to tell by the way you're holding.
Buddy Bell.
Oh, look at that! A little Buddy Bell.
Here's the reason that Sportflex were invented is to put multiple guys on it. So there's Keith Hernandez.
I see Keith Hernandez. I can see.
It's Will Clark.
Yep.
And I don't know if you can tell, that's Glenn Davis of the Astros.
Oh, Glenn Davis.
It's like a National League first base all-star type card.
It's a fun card.
And then here's Keith Moreland.
Sure. I like the fact that it goes from Keith Moreland at the plate to the portrait of Keith Moreland. That's really nice.
And then a couple little Padres team card help.
All those stickers are always fun. Yeah, very fun. All right, so look, we got lots more cards to open. It's going to be great. The national championship game is about to begin, so
which means we got to get out of here because
we got to get out of here.
If there's one thing we despise above all else, it's informing our listeners about what is happening in sports.
If the game starts and one of those teams scores while we're on the air, we might be able to tell people something about this game. So we've got to get out now.
We cannot have that. We've decided that you are rooting for Ohio State and I am rooting for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because of my family. So we're gonna say that we should have some kind of bet for the next time we open cards. The loser, whoever's team loses, should have to do something or something.
Yeah. So what are they gonna have to do?
We're gonna have to open a Yankee card and say something nice about the Yankee.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
No, Now I really am rooting for Ohio State.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You have to. In fact, I think if you're going to do it, you have to be nice about the Yankees the entire podcast.
Oh no, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think that one of us can be, and the other person has to act like they have no idea what's going on. Like what's happened to you? What are you doing? what have you lost your mind? Like
all right. So if your team wins, I have to be nice to the Yankees and say nice things about the Yankees, vice versa.
That's right.
All right. Now we have a real rooting interest in this game. Now
we have a real rooting interest in this game. Absolutely. And and we're going to do it one more time. Team Gleason.org/podcast. Donate. Would love for you to donate what you can. If it's $25, great. If it's $100, great. If it's $5, great. Any amount that you can donate. They have set a crazy high goal of $100,000, which you will see on there. And I
believe in us, man. I believe in the power of old baseball cards.
I think us opening cards should make it work. So hopefully you'll be able to see us on video as well doing this. So I think it's going to be great. Mike, as always, thank you.
Thanks for having me.